Good morning. Hello, my YouTube friends. Happy Manny Monday to you all. My name is Tara. Welcome to the Daily Nail. Guys, I want to put on a fresh set of nails on my left hand, and I intended to have it done before the live, but I haven't. And the other thing is, I'm not going to do short stiletto. I'm either going to use the medium stiletto or medium almond. So I need help deciding. And then we're going to do a moon dust nail dips, Manny, with some new colors that she just came out with. So that's going to be fun. And it should go really quick, actually, once I get these off and my nails prepped. Actually putting the tips on should be pretty fast. Okay. Put up the live. All messages. Okay. Yeah, I'll just put it over here, then I can see it. So, right now, I'm going to take off this whole set of jelly tips. I love this Manny. I love how it turned out. I think it's totally spooky and appropriate for Halloween. And these stickers, you can get them in any color from Cosmic Nails at a very affordable rate. And my black is also from Cosmic Nails. It's called Blackjack, and I had 0 staining. It works great. So I'm going to try and just pop off the entire nail rather than just the dip, but we'll see what happens. Oh, yeah, see here, the whole nail's coming. That's gel. So I've been using the Imoli Solid Nail Glue Gel to attach my tips, and it's got like a layer of it over my nail. There we go. Moving on. Okay, so this is just right now taking off the dip. Hi, Mallory. So, guess what? Dominic went to Six Flags yesterday with my niece Mackenzie's fiance, Austin. And it's like out in Western Massachusetts. So it's like a 2-hour ride, you know. But we got the money together for him to go and to give him spending money. We actually were able to get his ticket for free from one of Nick's coworkers who had it and wasn't going to use it. So, he went to Six Flags and he had a fun day. I'm so happy. But he got home really late. So he's home today. He didn't go to school. We let him have the day off. I suggested it to Nick and he said, yeah, he could take the day off. Good morning, Tara. So, ladies, I am going to put on a fresh set of nails. I wanted to have it done before the live, but that did not happen. But I'm not going to do short stilettos. I'm either going to do medium stilettos or medium almonds. Thoughts? I need to hear your opinions. Definitely not doing coffin. I kind of want to go a little longer. This is the Manny I posted today for Manny Monday. I'm twinning with Tara, Moon Inked Nails. This is the Revelist Duo, Riverless Club Duo for September. I love this glitter right here. It's so gorgeous. Perfect for fall. Great color. And this one isn't bad either. The inside, it is like a light green, pale green. Tara, I described it as a pale green with pink flakes, tiny pink foils. I didn't even mention the gold. You did a better job describing them than I did. Let's see when we get these. I'm going to try and just lift off whatever I can. This is not the best way to take off your jelly tips, so I wouldn't recommend doing it this way. Let's see about this one. And if I have any issues and I can't get them off, I'll file them. And then I'll use some magic gel remover to get the rest of it. The other cool thing is that Austin, the one who Dominic went to Six Flags with, he took a whole bunch of pictures. So they sent them to me, which was really nice. Dominic went on his first ever roller coaster that wasn't like the kitty caterpillar roller coaster, you know, that's always at the carnivals and stuff. Or the dragon. All right, thoughts on the nails? It's up to you on what you like better. Yeah. I don't have any Luxie medium almond. I think they're eye gel beauty, but I have the medium stiletto from Luxie. Okay. So we got 3 off. I don't think that one wants to come off. All right. Let's trim the length. Get rid of anything we don't need. So it's going to be a long one, ladies. Let's change out the, right now there's just like a barrel bit in there. But I'm going to change it out for either a tornado bit or maybe this one here I'll use. Let's try this one. I have it on 11,000 RPMs. This was already lifted, you know, so. It's gonna make a big mess. How was your weekend, ladies? Tell me what you guys did. Oh, Mallory, did you go back to the Wisconsin State Fair? Was that this past weekend I saw? Oh, I might be able to get this all off. I did, it all came off. Nice. I should be using my dust collector. Wrong way. There we go. Yeah.
I was going around the world where countries are, and it was like India, USA, China, and Mexico. And now I'm on the second round.
Yeah.
It's United Arab Emirates, Ireland, New Zealand, and Rwanda.
You gotta kick this game's butt. Dominic just got a geography game on the Switch. It was like 49 cents or something. It was like 95% off. But they're showing different countries, you know, in the world and asking him to name them. And he knows them all. This kid, he amazes me. He like how much he knows about geography. Way more than I know. I told him he should take that love of geography and do something with it, you know, as a job. This is just, oh, it's the jelly tipper. It's weird. It's peeling off like the way that solid nail glue would. Okay. Ugh, feels a mess. Hey, Janet. Ooh, you're here early. How was your weekend, Janet? I'm putting on a fresh set of tips, but I'm not gonna do short stiletto. I'm gonna do either medium stiletto or medium almond. What do you think, Janet? Thoughts? Mallory, you change yours out. Tara, you do too, right? It's like nothing for you guys, but I usually keep the same shape, so. But you guys like play around with different shapes all the time. All right, I definitely gotta do some cuticle work though. All right, let's take this off. That back. I'm just putting in like, I don't even know what this bit's called. Do you guys know? That now like a skinny, really skinny barrel bit, but it's rounded at the top. I'm gonna put it on about 4, I guess. And I'm just gonna use this to go around. Actually, where's my finger rest? Here we go. Hey, Janet, I've been looking at a lot of stuff on the Suzanne Morphew case, and I don't think they recharged her husband again yet. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I couldn't find anything saying only that her remains were found, but nothing that he was charged again. Oh, don't tell me my battery died. Shit. So I'm just using a glass cuticle pusher. I have no choice. My thing just died, and I don't have a charger around me here for it. It's out in the kitchen. I usually notice when I usually pay attention, to the battery, but apparently I wasn't.
Hey, so loud. I hate this. My first video.
You made a video? Austin even asked somebody to take a picture of him and Dominic at where it says Six Flags, like there's big letters, it spells out Six Flags. So I was like kind of nervous because he's like 22 years old, you know what I mean? But I've seen him like with his son, and my niece and Austin both seem to have matured a lot. What I did to my thumbnail, you guys, look closely. I thought this happened a month ago or something. I thought that it was a jelly tip and it was actually my nail I was lifting. So I kind of just got to wait for it to grow out. All right. I pushed everything back, right? Mm-hmm. I'm going to just clean them with some alcohol real quick. And then we'll pull out both boxes of tips. See what I think. Let me grab them. Okay, these are the stiletto medium. Ooh, at 12 sizes. This says 10 sizes, but I think it still has 12. Stiletto. Hold on. Coffin. Short stiletto. Medium almond. Short square. Oh, plus I got all these. Short almond. Short almond. Short coffin, medium coffin, short almond. And then some red iguana boxes. All right, so medium almond and medium stiletto. All right, let's see if this medium almond would even fit my thumb. Hi, Britt. Yeah, that's what I was asking. How was everyone's weekend? I asked Mallory, did you go to the Wisconsin Fair, Mallory? Britt, I'm putting a fresh set of tips on and I'm debating, and this does fit my thumb. I am debating between medium almond or medium stiletto. Look at that one just like staying on there. Okay. Let me see what a medium almond would look like on my middle now instead of my thumb. I want to know how all your weekends were. I was just saying, Dominic went to Six Flags yesterday, which was a humongous deal for him. He hasn't been there since he was 5, and like he wasn't big enough to ride any of the rides. I had taken him that time. This time he went with my niece's fiance. Let's see. You guys have any thoughts on between almond and stiletto? I think I'm gonna go stiletto, you guys. Let's do stiletto. All right, so I want to put some primer on my natural nails, and then I'm going to prime the inside of the tips too. You can do that, or you can etch them. And actually, a lot of tips come pre-etched now. All right. So I know my sizes for Luxie tips. I'm going to assume they're going to be the same, but I'll double check them. This would be my middle. Yeah, let's just make sure. I hate when you get like 2 stuck together. No, it's too small. Okay. All right. So that's my middle. That's my index. Then this should be my ring. Yep. And then my pinky is usually this one. Let's see. Is it? Let me try one up. Yeah, that's better. Okay. All right, so you guys can see, if you haven't seen, how I have been attaching my jelly tips lately. Oh, let me prime these real quick. Did I do that? Did I prime these? They kind of look like they were. No, they weren't. Okay. They were not. Okay. So this is Emily's builder gel and solid builder gel and nail glue gel set. So there's one of each. This solid builder gel, I bet, would be really good for filling in your jelly tips, you know. But I've just been using the nail glue gel and I have no reaction to it. It's like a new formula that is HEMA free. But it's so easy to work with. That's what I really like about it. You went antiquing, Britt? Oh, that's so fun. And thrift shopping. I love doing that. We have a Salvation Army in our city. I love going there to shop. Okay, I'm doing stiletto. Thank you, ladies. And then Moondust just came out with 4 new dips. We're going to use 2 of them today. Let me just hit my vape real quick. It's supposed to be beautiful weather this week. Today, I think it's supposed to be like in the low 70s, but then it's supposed to get up into the 80s, not high 80s, but I think low to mid 80s this week. How about you, Tara? Do you have similar weather? Mallory must not be here because I asked her twice about going to that festival. All right, let's get to work. So I'm going to use just a cuticle stick here. You could use a spatula. That might even work better, you know. Something like this. We'll try that next time. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I dropped the tip, but I found it. That's not enough. This is the pinky one, so it's not going to require much anyway. I like to use, so I got a glove on here, and I'm just going to push it down. See, so it's like flat in there. And then I just put it down on the nail and then slide it up to the top, you know, at the where the cuticle is. And then anything that comes out, that leaks out, any excess, is super easy to remove. I'm going to make sure to get it underneath my nail this time because I didn't the last time I put them on and I ended up with chunks. The one time I didn't do it, I don't know why. I was being lazy and I ended up with chunks of gel. All right. So that's on, and I'm not even going to do anything to it because unless I bump it, it's not going to move. Oh, you did? I'm sorry. I missed it, Mallory. Harvest Fest? I thought it said you were at the Wisconsin State Fair. Sounds like similar weather, Tara, to what we got. Actually. All right, so let's scoop that in there. Press it in. Hopefully this time it won't be too much and it will be the right amount. That just takes practice, you know what I mean? Getting to know how much gel you're going to need. Okay. You have a little bit coming out the sides and there's a little underneath too, so let's take care of that. Okay. So we got the two on. They kind of look like almonds to me. I just ripped my glove. All right. Let's grab some more of this glue. I'm going to have to order some more because I'm getting low. It was a full container, you know, but it's not anymore. I think that's too much. Okay. Okay. I do, another thing I think is true about this is that I noticed that my jelly tip application goes a lot faster with these tips. I mean, with this solid nail glue gel. It's a lot easier to clean up. It doesn't like ooze out the way like a builder gel or other gels do. It stays more in one piece, you know. Okay, I'm happy with how all of these look. So we got the index and the thumb left. So I'm just going to scrape this little bit in here. I think this is too much. I definitely put too much. Okay, clean off the excess gel. Ooh, I have something on my TV. I had it paused for us to watch. Wait, I was waiting till. All right, let's play it. Of course, my TV went to sleep mode, so now I gotta go back. Come on. Here we go. The brutal story of Ezra McCandless. Hold on.
That's Lemu's line. That's Lemu's line.
Turn that down.
I've been pulled through time. It's freaking me out.
Skip the ad.
Perpetrators, they're also roughly 78% of the victims. Humans in general tend to
Okay, I
stereotype
think
by nature. It's
I'm
likely the
definitely
result
gonna
of
have to
thousands
shape
of years
these
of
more
Tribalism and survival. When you think of a
to a
stereotypical
point, the
murderer,
way I would
you're
want
likely
it to be
imagine
for
someone like
Almond.
Ted Bundy or John Wayne Gacy.
I mean, for
A
stiletto.
large
I'm
and
sorry.
menacing man
All right, let's do
will
this
almost certainly come
This is
from-
what they look like.
When you see someone like this, I imagine putting her into that role.
Oh, okay, Mallory.
The
Yeah, I
evidence for
saw.
imagining her as a
It
murderer,
looks like the boys
It's not
had
as
fun,
easy as
especially Leo.
however, that is precisely the category Ezra McCandless falls into. And for one Alex Woodworth, the callous thoughts.
I
and
love
McCandless
that Luxie Manny you did with all the Flakies, the Skittle. Bomb, girl. You showed them all off so good. Oh, crap,
Wisconsin
that's
is the
so
state's
tiny.
8th largest city.
All right.
It has the second fastest population growth in the state as well, thanks to its budding and lively art and music scene. It's home to the University of Wisconsin Eau Claire and is constantly.
Do you live near Eau Claire,
at the starting lines of their lives,
Mallory?
looking to
This is
express
the Ezra
themselves in
McCandless
things.
case again. It's a guy talking about her
On
case.
October 6, 1997, Ezra McCandless was born Monica Kay to her then 14-year-old mother.
Oh my God, her mother was 14 when she gave birth to her.
Her father was never involved in her life. And when she
Holy
was 4
crap.
years old, she was adopted by her stepfather, Jeff Haynes.
Of
Her
course,
mother
Mel.
and stepfather divorced when Ezra was 12, but he remained a very close relationship with her. Throughout high school, Ezra explored her gender identity and different pronouns and generally wanted to find and express her true self. She legally changed her name to Ezra McCandless in 2015. McCandless was a dedicated artist, often creating and exchanging art with her friends as they hung out in a coffee shop in Eau Claire. To explain the alleged motive behind
Just
McCandless's
gel out
crime,
of
I
here.
have to try and detail
All right.
the complicated relationship she had. She was in somewhat of a love triangle. But with 3 guys.
I just want to make sure my phone is
I don't know what
good.
to call it a love square. I don't know. You get the point.
Make sure nothing
In the late summer of
moved.
2017,
All right.
McCandless met a
Yep,
33-year-old
they all look good.
National
And see
Guard
how like they all stay, you know what I mean? So I can do all 5 and then cure instead of doing one at a time. So I'm gonna cure for a minute and we should be good. Oh, it's hot though. Let me take my hand up for a second.
talked almost all night. Well, after we
right,
exchanged
back in.
information, we had begun texting and back and
4
forth.
hours?
We started seeing each other.
What
after.
city are
They
you
began a
closest to?
romantic
Like what big
relationship
city?
and
Or
moved
something
in
that
together.
Milwaukee?
Fall of that year, Ezra was pregnant and on her birthday drove to Minneapolis to have an abortion.
I was very sick and I had been throwing up for weeks, and I decided to go buy a pregnancy test. Where were you?
Did I tell you my niece gave me a Keurig? So now I've been brewing, and she gave me not just some K cups. She also gave me one of those refillable ones that you can put your own coffee in. So I've been putting my espresso in it and then brewing it in there and then just heating up eggnog in the microwave and just mixing it like half and half. Good stuff.
Confused as to really what to do.
Around that same time, she met a barista and philosophy major by the name of Alex Woodward.
I met Alex Woodworth one night when I noticed him. He was writing alone inside a bar called The Joint. He just seemed very
Milwaukee?
focused, and I thought it was
That reminds me of that
interesting
70s
he was alone
show.
on his table, so focused on his writing. I was curious as to how he could focus alone
Okay.
on this topic.
Sorry, guys,
I
I've been
approached him and I said, "What are you writing about? Just tell me about it."
itchy.
Not long
But not my
after, she
hands,
began a
my
secret sexual
arm, like
relationship
right
with
here.
Alex behind Mendel's back.
See how it's red right there? It's like a scab.
It wasn't tough
But
for her
oh,
to see.
this I used cream. I
While this
took
was
some
going on,
Benadryl. I don't
Ezra
know
alleged that
why
Alex's
it
friend
is so
Kelly Hansen
itchy right here. And
had
it's like the
assaulted
more
her
I
while she
scratch
was
it, the
drunk one
itchier it
night.
gets.
But Alex disagreed with her recounting of events and was sure that she had
Alright.
slept with him consensually. An investigation was
Clean
opened
this
up,
off.
but later thrown out.
Okay.
When Mango was in town from deployment, he and McCandless would meet in hotels. During one of these
So
date
yeah,
nights,
that was fast,
Mango
right?
discovered
Hearing
messages
these?
between Ezra and Alex
So
on
let
her
me
phone.
just
They discovered her
rip them up.
with both men. However,
Then I'm
she
going to
managed
shape
to
them real
convince
quick
him of the
into
assault story.
the
And
shape
Mango
I
then
want.
confronted both men.
Just a little more of a stiletto shape. This is more rounded than I
have
want
to do
it
this
to be.
one simple task. I am greeted by a bunch of other roadblocks in the way. Makes that one simple task.
I think I'm gonna do, these are the colors we're using today, by the way. They're gorgeous.
Answers at that point.
Viridian
Treat
is a green shimmer.
that would be more beneficial to him.
And
so he
then-
wouldn't have to live the rest of his life with untreated ADHD.
And then this one here is called Raven, and it's all flakes. It's gorgeous, all the different colors in it. But it definitely has green, so we're gonna pair those. I think I'm gonna do the flaky on my thumb and ring. And then I'm gonna do the green Viridian on my index and pinky. And then on my middle now, I'm gonna do a French with Raven at the bottom and then a nude in the, at the top.
Important safety
That's my
information.
idea anyway.
Therapy may increase suicidal thoughts and actions in children and adults with ADHD, especially within the first few months of treatment or when the doses change. Tell your doctor if you or your child have or if there is a family history of suicidal thoughts or actions before starting Qelbree. Monitor your or your
Some
child's
kind of
moods,
add-on.
behaviors, thoughts, and feelings during treatment.
Some
Mango
kind of
broke
drug
off
for
this
kids, I
relationship
guess.
with Ezra as a result of her cheating. Somehow, she blamed Alex Woodworth for the destruction of her relationship and not her own heartless actions. In February of 2018,
So the reason I'm doing roughing these up
in which she expressed that she never wanted
is
to speak to him again. During the month of February, she made repeated
It's gonna
attempts to
sound-
talk things out with Mangle, but he wasn't having any of it.
it's gonna sound silly, maybe like my whole method of why I'm roughing these
And
up.
wrote them
Now,
somewhat
if you
as
were gonna
letters to
apply like
support
gel
him.
polish to your jelly
This
tips,
would be
you
the
you
most
would want to rough them up. Gel likes that.
On March 22nd, she returned to
Needs
Oakland
something to stick and hold on to, so a rough surface is perfect for that.
The painting was
And I
extremely
am
significant
going
to
to
her
be
in
putting
this
a gel top coat down, a base and top coat in one if I have enough of it.
History, and seeing her
I'm
looking
gonna use
disheveled
that.
and agitated at
Otherwise, we'll
Lisa's
do
coffee
base
shop
and
that
top
morning,
coat.
he followed after her on
And
his
then I'm
bike
gonna
after
put
she
a
drove
layer
away
of
from the
peel
shop
base
and into the home of
down,
Alex Woodward.
peel base is used by
As Mango
people
paced outside
who
of Woodward's home,
change
he
out their
noticed Ezra's
manis
car
frequently
running
and
with the
don't want
driver's
to
side
have
door
to soak off or
The front
file
door of the
off.
house was open as
It
well.
allows you
He
to
heard
just
some kind of
literally pop off your dip.
A concerned neighbor saw Mangle as suspicious
So.
and called the police.
That's what we
They
are
arrived shortly
going to
after.
do. So Cosmic Nails makes a HEMA-free base and top gel in one. I love this stuff, and this is what I'm always used to top coat my nails, but I'm super low on it. I think I might, let me change out the brush, because this is a short brush. So let's try this brush, which is a little longer. See if we have any luck.
I think today about some stuff, and I was paranoid because she had like fire in her eyes.
Oh, it's small though.
Who's the girlfriend? Ezra McCandless. Okay. I was just worried because
Was the door standing open over there when you got there on the car?
I knocked like 3 times, didn't hear anything. I didn't hear a scuffle or anything.
Okay.
So knock, yelled, opened the door, and I heard her say, "Let him help you. Let him help you." So then I said, "Hey, is everything okay? Is everyone all right now?" I mean, I'm a medic.
Oh, I didn't even shape them, you guys. I'm gonna have to do that after I put this on, before I do my peel base. Totally wasn't thinking.
On that corner here, or
Yeah, I think they're fine though. I mean, I don't know.
I just saw the door to the car was standing open too.
Yeah, I wanted to turn her car up. Her car was running, so that's why.
So funny, this Ezra McCandless thing, and you hear the Wisconsin accent.
What's going on? What's going on? Is everything okay?
What's going on?
Hi. Everything okay here?
It's so cute. I love that accent.
Somebody called us kind of worried because they saw Jason come over here and he was going in the car and they weren't sure what was going on.
No, everything's fine.
Everything's fine? Okay.
All right, here we
Jason
go.
departs, still concerned. Alex
All right,
and
let's
Ezra
cure
indicate to
these.
the officers that everything is fine, and they too depart the home with Ezra in the driver's seat.
Introducing the redesigned dips.
So
With an
cute.
expanded assortment of the latest styles and the best.
What, the dips I'm gonna use? I'm trying to think. What?
Commitment to expert service.
Yeah, so we're
Welcome
gonna
to an
use two.
entirely new
Oh, I gotta
next
get out a
generation
nude too.
Find your reason at St. Anselm College. a
Maybe
nationally ranked
Afterglow
liberal arts
from
college
Revel.
on the
That's the
beautiful
nude I
hilltop
usually
overlooking
use.
Manchester, New Hampshire, where we offer more than 100 academic programs to excite your passions, push your thinking, and
As soon
help
as
you
these
discover
are
purpose.
finished
Apply now.
curing, we'll shape the nails into more of a stiletto
4
shape,
hours later, Ezra arrived.
and then we
without
can put a
shoes
layer
and covered
of
in leather
peel
gloves.
base down.
Sipple was a simple dairy.
Aw,
farmer
thank you
in
for the
Wisconsin,
hearts.
and a battered young woman was not what he expected to find on that.
Patty's not here, huh?
How she came
I know
to
she
be in
was
that
going
state,
to her son's
not even she knew, or so
football
she claimed
game, I
at the time.
think.
All she knew was that she was the
Okay.
victim of some kind of assault.
So
Medical aid arrived, and
if you look at the shape of these, they're just a little more rounded at the end, at
Once
the
at the
tips,
hospital,
you
she
know.
claimed
I
to
want to
staff
make
and
them
police that she didn't
pointed.
remember what happened. Police investigating the matter and tracing her movement throughout the day knew she had departed from Alex Woodworth's home with Alex. Police,
Okay.
wanting to find Alex, questioned Ezra in her hospital room.
They're actually not bad. It's just a
Instead of giving you
few
the story in a strictly chronological narrative like I
few
normally
little
do, I
swipes
decided
of the
to put us
file,
in the
and they're
investigator's
good.
shoes for this one. Hearing Ezra's story was quite intriguing to me, even though I personally don't believe a word she says. But I encourage you to listen to her as if she is a victim. That's certainly how
Okay.
Detective Brock saw her, at least in the beginning.
I was assigned to look into the.
She's pretty crazy, this Ezra McCandless, huh?
It was believed that the assault took place in the city of
All
Oak Cliff,
right.
possibly in a park.
I've never had medium stilettos
Ezra,
before.
at the very beginning of the
Nails
interview,
this
makes sure to
long.
remind Detective Brock that she's a vulnerable victim in recovery and very much so in need of help. At this point, Ezra's car and, more importantly, Alex
Okay.
were still missing. Brock's
How
main
those look?
objective is to find him.
I'm
Ezra
happy
then
with how they
begins to
look.
Go through what she can remember of the dramatic event.
Let me just clean up a little bit of this mess. we're going to go ahead and put down some peel base now. Dry skin. This peel base is from Black Dahlia Lacquer. Ooh, and then I gotta grab out a nude color.
Well, that's great then. You're meeting with these guys and get some help. And why don't you tell me about yesterday?
I'll be using more liquids with these longer nails, huh, guys? I didn't even think of that.
I've been journaling a lot. And I got up and I looked up the journals I was journaling and starting to journal.
There we go.
I had nothing, and I was watching a little bit of TV. And
So the middle nail is going to be the French nail
and then I showered.
with the flaky,
And then I thought to myself, like, I'm feeling really good
the
today.
flaky
really
dip,
confident, I should go return some stuff that just kind of makes me feel
at the
sad.
free edge.
So
Might be, I think it's going to be more difficult with the flaky dip doing that on the French. I think the green shimmer would be easier.
I knew he was busy doing a lot
But
of stuff today too. So I didn't want to worry him. Not today.
I don't know. I'm just going to go for it with the flakes anyway.
I knew my dad would be mad about it because he didn't want me driving because I'm currently trying to get insurance.
Investigators will have
So,
suspects.
let me
witnesses
think
who
about
know
a
retelling of
nude.
specific day's events.
I don't want a
Again,
pinky.
It helps to
shade
get a
of
person
nude.
talking and into the flow of conversation, relaxing them and getting
So,
comfortable.
let me
with
grab Afterglow.
This detail can be a sign of potential deception from a suspect, but without visuals and body language here, it's tough to tell demeanor by vocal tone alone. I thought it was curious that Ezra takes up a very soft, vulnerable vocal tone, in my opinion, to come off as more of a tepid victim than she already has. He begins to talk more openly with Proc, almost the same way you would a therapist.
I see ensemble, harmony.
By a baby grand piano. You're replacing me?
I don't see Afterglow. Unless it's in one of these drawers over here, it could be. Okay,
moment of that year.
Does it haunt you that your kidnapper was never found?
Now what?
We find missing people. Gather information. Everyone has a footprint.
That's weird. I just used it the other
New
day.
case.
You want my personal expertise?
I got it.
We made quite the partnership.
All right, so we'll use one of these nudes. I pulled out Ensemble and
And I went to town.
Hope.
And I was
Hope.
just feeling
Hope.
really good.
How do you say it?
Stuff.
Haute.
And
That's the
I
one.
went to town and I went and I got the stuff from the trunk. And
So,
I went
let's- I just
to
wanna
get dressed
compare
and,
the
like,
colors.
ready for the day, so
I
like
like
go
that.
downstairs and grab his stuff. And then he suggested we talk for a little while. I said, okay, I can talk for a while because your roommate's home. You know.
This is definitely more like yellow. I'm gonna go with that one.
So we talked about kind of like just life.
This is one I got, I think, in a mystery bag, or I ordered a half ounce and they upgraded it. But it's been a long time since I've gotten a free upgrade from Revel. How about you guys? Have you gotten any free upgrades? And then again, these are the colors we're going to use. They're from Moondust Nail Dips. My code to save there is Tara10. She is on Etsy. Viridian is a gorgeous green shimmer. And then Raven is a black-based flaky dip with green and purple and
This is where we get into Ezra's
fuchsia,
alone, in your car.
blue, all different colors. So,
We were talking and stuff, and I was like, I really want to go to like a park and stuff. And
so
that's
I'm
where
going
we
to
came.
do
And after that, I just
this on my thumb. Then my index finger is going to be green. My middle nail is going to be the French, so the top of it will be with out. I think that's how you pronounce it. Oat. Hoat. With Raven.
That's the scary thing. 'cause I remember the
Then,
song, but I don't know if that's from the
My
day.
ring finger is also going to be Raven, and then my pinky is going to be Viridian. How's that sound, guys?
And then who was driving?
I was driving.
Okay. And then Alex was in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Itch,
And then
itch.
what happened?
I have
And
to
then
use those
we were
fall
driving, and I was talking about stuff. And he
dips
seemed a little
from
upset about some things, and then after that, it just kind of gets funky.
that I got
in
off
my
of
brain.
Temu.
Like it's just
The 6 dips that I ended up getting
like,
after the refund I got
Experts claim
back.
that almost immediately
I got them
after
for
leaving
10 bucks.
Alex's house,
6
he just
half-ounce
blacked out
dips.
and woke up walking down a country road
Great
miles
fall
away from where he
colors.
started.
My favorite
Effectively,
is
she can't
the
remember
thermal,
any
which
part
is
of the
that
story
one.
that I haven't told.
Let me find the swatch sticks one.
What were you talking about?
I was talking about kind of like the like counseling and therapy and stuff me and Jason want to pursue and things like that, and like how I don't think I want him to be writing, like if he does know
These
who's
are
writing
the
number
6
and stuff on the
dips
walls for ACs, if he could ask them to stop.
that are in this
I
box.
was like, I understand you're hurt.
So this one here is called red orange, but it's a glitter, but it's a sheer, like a jelly glitter. Kinda. Then this beautiful sunflower yellow, that's called, it says orange yellow, that's what it's called, but it's definitely just yellow. This is called Mikado yellow, but I don't know what Mikado means, but I don't see any yellow in that.
He was upset because
Cinnabar, great shade of red. And this orange is called alloy orange. And then my favorite, burnt orange. Now look at this one closely because it has gold flaky things in it, but this is a triple thermal that goes from black to orange to yellow. You can see it's turning yellow where I'm touching it, but when it gets cold, it would be black. That was what made me buy this whole collection, was that one dip.
But was less upset that she wanted to get back together with Jason and not him. The more Brock pushes for information, the further along Ezra's memory goes, as she seeks approval from him. She's now claiming to remember emotions, but not events.
Okay.
So we're just waiting for the peel base to dry. Normally it can take anywhere from, I would say 5 to 8 minutes. It just depends how thick you put it on, you know. If you got any air blowing over you or whatnot.
It almost feels like kind of like if somebody would have blindfolded.
We're almost dry.
Kind of feeling.
I should clean up my mess here. It's Manny Monday, ladies. Did you guys, I know, well, Tara and I twinned. I told you guys, on this Revel Nail Manicure. This is the Revelist Club September dips. And then we decided to put leaves. And it's the funniest thing because my leaves didn't match. So I pulled out like a maroon gel polish and threw some polka dots down. She did the same thing. And like we did not discuss it or anything. So I thought that was pretty funny.
It feels like it just doesn't happen. If you're trying to think about it, all I can feel is just the feelings, not like seeing.
Oh, it's actually like a nice day out. Like the sky is all blue. There's no clouds. It's like the first, well, yesterday was nice, but it was cloudy in the morning and wet and everything. But today it just looks gorgeous.
I would have really remembered that.
Did he drive into a swamp or a lake?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, it's the perfect word. Like,
I'm gonna dip my solid nails first. So that will be a Viridian and other dips.
What were you scared of?
Being hurt.
Haha, Tara. Great minds. Look at that shimmer in there. So pretty.
By him.
Oh, let me get a French line sticker too.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
He's been upset at me a couple times when I would go over because I was kind of seeing Alex for a little while because I was very confused. And he would get kind of upset when I was too sensitive or in pain and stuff during those interactions.
Okay.
Who was Jason was or Alex was?
Alex.
Okay.
Okay, we're dry.
Did Jason do something to Alex?
So here we go. I'm going to be using dip liquids today. So dip base is what we use to put on our nails before the dip powder.
I would think someone would, because like we haven't seen each other in a long time.
So you want to be careful and you just paint it on like you would a nail polish.
This is the app that saved your life. You really need this.
It does dry quick, so just get it on there, and then you can either take your dip and pour it over, you can dip into your powder, you can flip your finger over and lay flat into a pile of powder.
It was $37 a month.
I'm pouring over right now, but once my dip jar is empty, I will lay flat.
Everything. I found $300 in subscriptions I was able to cancel with a single click.
As Proc poses theories, McCandless is rather staunch and sure in her answers, until the idea of something happening to Alex comes up. She claims to remember being afraid of him in the time that she's blocked out, and even throws in his frequent drinking and anger issues, setting up a picture of her alone in a car with a volatile individual. It's only a matter of time before they find what she's done, and she sets the
The
foundation.
index finger is also going to have Viridian
Proc continues to
on it.
softball questions at her, trying not to come right out and ask if she did something to him. But even with just audio, Proc's confusion is felt quite well.
So just so I remember.
So you think, anyways, you know how I said Dominic went to Six Flags yesterday. He slept over my niece's house Saturday night. So I think Nick and I would like take advantage of it. But all we did was like talk about Dominic, and we were like, do you think he'll be right with this? Or do you think this?
But you have no idea how you got there. You're covered in mud.
It was just so weird with him not being here.
Like, I know because you're an artist and you do that.
But he was good. Like, he kept in touch with us. He called both of us multiple times and stuff.
That kind of stuff I usually do in Stanley.
Okay.
I love people's house.
Okay. Proc ends the interview, walking
Okay,
away
so
with
now
equally
that
knowledge
we've
and nothing much of note at all.
poured over on these two nails, I'm gonna lightly brush off. And now for, I like to do 2 layers of color and then 1 layer of clear acrylic over that. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna do our 2nd layer of color now.
And we can maybe try to find it that way.
Now, soon after this interview, Alex is discovered brutally murdered in the back of Ezra's incapacitated car on a muddy dirt road. Even though Proc is working in missing persons, since he has an existing rapport with Ezra, he's asked to conduct her 2nd interview. He goes in and buries the lead, asking
Okay,
her
so I'm just
again
gonna
to go over
carefully
the
lay
events,
into the
without
powder,
revealing to her that
trying my best not to hit the bottom of the cupcake liner. You don't wanna, if you hit the bottom of it too hard, you know, you could, smush the dip powder.
Everything's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Jason gets on his bike and rides away.
Yeah.
And then what happens next?
After that, I remember like getting in the car and then saying that we should go to the park in town or one of the parks in town and stuff like that. And then I started.
And then what you see me doing right now is I am just doing cuticle cleanup with this, it's called the precision tool. You see, it's just a tool with a sharp end. You can use a toothpick, a cuticle stick, if you don't have a precision tool. If a precision tool is something you do want to get, lots of dip companies sell them. You could get a water marble tool from Amazon, which is what my first precision tool was. This one is from Luxie Nail, and most of them now come, they're dual ended. Usually they have a wax tip on the other end. But this one's really pretty because it's rose gold and
It's
pink.
incredibly non-descriptive. Like stuff in that is often all she offers, only elaborating when asked directly for specifics. Even then, once the questions approach the incident, she falls back on traumatic repressed memory.
When you say things that have happened in the past, what do you mean?
There we
In the
go.
past, I felt kind of uneasy about certain things he's talked about and stuff like that.
Like, what has he talked about?
Just kind of his way of thinking
Okay.
and stuff. He likes to talk about
So see, this
philosophy
tool
a
right
lot.
here is just gonna get any dip powder
And I don't
that's
really hear
in
the
like
philosophies that much because they're just kind of
in your sidewall, you know,
philosophies.
any
It's
extra
kind of
dip
like
powder
take
that's
any,
there,
like,
just
take
cleans
as
it
much
up
as
for
want,
you.
kind of philosophies and stuff like that.
But he's never harmed you physically.
Okay, we can
Alex's
brush those
interest and passion
off.
for philosophy will later be highlighted heavily by Ezra's defense in an attempt to strengthen her self-defense argument,
Okay.
which has to be the dumbest fucking no testicle thing
So
I've
we
ever
got
heard of.
the 2 layers on
There's no
there.
real value in that analysis, but I thought
They don't feel like extra long to me or anything. Like I can definitely do these mediums.
He's only kind of held me once when I was uncomfortable.
What do you mean, how helped you?
Kind of like this.
So don't forget, you can get these dips, Moon Dust nail dips on Etsy. She's got some really beautiful stuff.
Is that the best way to
I love her
describe it?
stuff.
So
That's why I
you're
like
saying
asked her if I could be an
see how you do it
ambassador.
when these arms are out.
It was kind of.
All right, so this is going to be a full flaky, and this is going to be a full flaky, and this is going to be a French. So what I'm going to do right now is put down a layer of dip base coat. Once this dries, my peel base will be protected. So when I lay down my French nail tip guide, it won't pick up my peel base and remove it. So this is Raven. He is gorgeous. I love flaky dips. So give me all of the flakies.
And then, so I drove out of the driveway. And I remember driving a little bit.
So the ring finger is going to be a full flaky now.
Like I started feeling more and more anxious being alone. And then it starts getting really fuzzy from there.
Since I was diagnosed, I feel like I've been listened to.
The outburst that he was having almost felt like a war zone in our house. We all were being affected by just the level of tension in the air. So when he was frustrated, we were all more frustrated. We started with
so many colors in this.
The pediatrician and I were having a conversation about what's next.
Qelbree viloxazine extended release capsules is a prescription medicine used to treat ADHD.
Ezra plays the same game she played the first time, trying to get away with being as vague as possible during important segments and needlessly descriptive during mundane ones. It has all the hallmarks of deception. Brock attempts to get her to remember the events. Not much is different from her first interview, aside from a few trap questions.
Press down.
Setting up for the reveal that Alex's body was found.
So let's try to talk through that fuzzy. Okay. So you're driving towards, I believe it's going to be the west. Okay, so you're driving west towards and you come up to a stop sign.
Yeah. And whenever I get anxious, I don't like to drive or anything.
Ezra claims that when she's anxious, she has trouble driving, in an attempt to set up Alex as the driver. She knows that witnesses and police body cam footage would have seen her pulling away, driving the car herself. I'm not sure if she's trying to explain that he had more control over her as the one.
I like to pat down these little flaky pieces so they stay on the nail and don't brush off, you know, when I brush off the nail.
It's very confusing, but I think that's part of her manipulative personality.
So, like, I feel like I remember just sitting there and just being anxious and being like, I don't really want to drive. Like, usually I try to have my friends drive me when I'm anxious. I've had my ex-boyfriend kind of drove me around for almost a whole year because I couldn't do it.
So in one of my reports, there's like,
all right, let's push these off. We'll lay flat for our second layer.
I remember like being really nervous or something.
So we want to take the powder, the dip, and kind of just mush it, slide it over to the side so we have a pile to lay into.
I used to go by more neutral pronouns in high school and more masculine pronouns. I talked a little briefly about it, how I was kind of going through identity things.
Okay.
But now I go by her pronouns because that's how I feel comfortable.
Okay.
But he kept using my he pronouns because he preferred it.
Okay.
And he used to call me like boy a lot and stuff like that. And I was just kind of like, I
Yes,
don't really identify
these
that way
flakes.
anymore.
Okay.
Because, like, I identify kind of feminine and stuff because in the past I just kind of was more masculine for kind of like self-protection.
I want to pause and appreciate the comedy in this situation. This girl is trying to explain gender identity and pronouns to a hardened Gen X detective who probably doesn't have a Tumblr, so he's not really following. The frustration is palpable. LOL, as my generation would say.
Okay, where was he?
He was in the passenger. He was in the driver's. I was in the passenger.
Looks good.
Let's
do the second dip on the thumb. Do have a little bit of flakies flying around over here, but it's not too bad.
Okay.
I think it was before we started driving again.
No, Michelle, today, I bet she's sleeping in because it's her day off.
Like being grabbed and just feeling hurt and anxious, and then it just starts.
Good for her if she is.
Dark, fuzzy for me. Just feeling so anxious.
So
this is gorgeous.
You're possibly sexually assaulted by somebody.
Before revealing to Ezra that Alex has been found, he asks her about a possible sexual assault taking place. It puts a bit of a fire under her, as this is what she's vaguely been setting up as a possible defense for her actions, should they be discovered.
When did that take place?
I think maybe that's what happened.
Okay, so you don't know that happened?
No.
Okay.
But I think it might have been because of where the cuts are and stuff. I don't know why somebody would cut my pants or anything.
And when you say cut, and I haven't seen your pants, like were there multiple
I'm gonna pour
cuts?
this.
Like
Oh, we need. Oh yeah, the nude. All
Cuts
right.
in my pants right here. There's a lot of cuts in my pants, and then there's some right here.
Get a sticker.
Okay, so which part was cut out or cut up?
This area.
Okay, so your right leg or left leg? Do you remember?
This is my both legs have it.
Okay, so
These are
both
just
legs,
the
these are
regular
thighs
U-shaped
were cut. Was it less
tip
one cut or
tip
multiple
guides.
The right leg was cut one big cut, and then my tights were ripped quite a bit, and then there was multiple cuts on the outer side of my right leg, and then on this leg it was down here.
Down by your, when you say down here, is it more by your knee?
Yeah, it was lower than this one.
Okay, so right leg was up by your upper inner thigh, was one big one with your tights ripped. And then the other one was on the outside of the leg, there was multiple cuts.
Yeah.
Through the pants. Did they get down to the skin and everything too? Okay, and then on your left leg, there was just a cut in your pants on your knee.
Yeah. And then
So I got the sticker. I'm gonna put on the nude on first.
Okay, your sweater was cut. You got a cut on your stomach.
I'm gonna try and just
Were
lay
you bleeding
flat.
from those at all? Like a lot? Like
I was
gushing? Like
So we're just gonna put dip base
also your
up in the top
right leg inner
above
thigh
the
area was
sticker.
bleeding.
Yep.
But it wasn't a steady running. It was more.
No, it was just smaller, kind of not smaller. Like it was small bleeding. I don't know how to describe it. Not a lot of gushing blood, but it was bleeding.
It was bleeding, but it wasn't something where.
I haven't had to have stitches.
There we go. Perfect. So you didn't have to have stitches. It wasn't deep enough.
the
That you
sticker's
need stitches,
covered up.
but it was. You cut through the skin enough to bleed. Okay.
Alright. I didn't do that good of a job.
Introducing the redesigned Dix with an expanded assortment of the latest styles and the best gear to improve your game.
Alright, let's do dip number 2 and hope it's better than the first.
Welcome to an entirely new next generation Dix.
Brock begins to set up for the big reveal. He dives into it without warning and is
Don't
done this
forget,
way
guys,
before
Friday
us
is
all
Together
prepare
We
for
Manny.
aggressively confronting him. This is where things start to get interesting.
So we obviously went out and found Don.
Yeah.
Okay. And we started with Don. And it was myself and a couple other detectives. And then we ended up getting a hold of Dunn County and Brad here. And we said, all right, where could she have come from?
So now
Because
I've
you
dipped the
described to me
2
that
layers
yesterday
of the
you didn't- You
nude.
walked straight down a road, and
As
there
soon
was
as I
blood on
clean up,
you, and
do my cuticle cleanup, we're gonna
not too far
remove
from
the
Don's house, we
sticker,
found a mud road.
and then we're gonna do the bottom of the
mud
nail
road.
with the flaky dip.
Well, we followed the mud road and we saw your footprints.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. Why would we find your footprints down the mud road? Okay, what do you think we found at the end of the road, Ezra?
Was it me? I didn't my stuff.
What stuff?
Was it my
Okay, it looks pretty good. There's a little ragged edge over here. I'm gonna smooth that with a file before we dip the next color.
Well, what do you remember?
I remember being really scared.
Okay.
Just clean this
And
up.
a lot of pain.
Okay. You know, people make mistakes, Ezra. You know, the best way for us to help you is try to figure out what happened.
Brush off.
Okay. And I think you know what happened. I really do. I think it did. And I think you know something happened in there. Right? I know. And I think something happened to Alex, and you know that too. Right?
Ezra Caves immediately admits to lying to the detectives for days about not remembering anything. He then explains that telling people about the traumatic experience is really painful, so he pretended not to remember. Without giving any specifics about the scene, Brock confronts her firmly about what
Okay,
happened
that
on
looks good. I'm happy with how the French
What
line
happened to
looks.
Alex?
You guys are all being so quiet now.
To have some privacy to talk.
So we don't need much space, right? I'm gonna wipe most of it off.
Talk, because I really like to talk in nature. And when he grabbed me again, and he put me in the back of the car. And he seemed really upset about stuff, and he kept grabbing me, and I didn't know what to do, and he started cutting my pants.
Who did?
Alex.
Okay.
He started cutting my pants open and stuff, and I didn't know what to do, and it was really scary. And then he
Okay.
started cutting my
See how it's
shirt off
gonna
of me,
look.
and I didn't know what to do, and I went to go make him stop, because he had this arm, and I cut my hand, because I kept trying to grab him, and so he kept grabbing me and stuff, and then I finally got free, and I finally got the knife away from him, and then he kept trying to grab me in the back of the car, so I just started to defend myself as fast as I could, and then just, it's like,
Okay. We'll lay flat for the second dip so we can pick up more flakes.
and he just kept trying to attack me, and I didn't know what to do. And it was the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life, because I've never ever.
Okay, so this is what it's looking like. Don't worry, it will look good when it's done.
And Doug says you can customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. He hits his mark center stage and is crushed by a baby grand piano.
Okay. Let's get up here on the
This
side.
guy, customize and save with Liberty Boo. He doesn't even have a mustache. Oh, look, Boo.
All right.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
In true Ezra fashion, she explains in as confusing and childlike a manner as she can that Alex tried to attack her with a knife, threw her into the back seat, and disarmed and killed him in self-defense. Before Brock questions for details, I want to note to you, the viewer, that
Gorgeous
the scene where
dip.
Alex's body was found had a remarkably small amount of blood for how viciously he was attacked. He was discovered in the back seat, face down, with a scarf wrapped around his neck and his shoes missing. No mud was found on him at all. He was soaking wet.
So you said you were.
Make sure it's nice and dry.
Where were
Now
you
let's wipe
going?
it off.
I just was going anywhere and everywhere I could, just to get him off of me and get away from me.
And did the knife actually make contact with him?
Yes.
Okay.
And even then, he just kept grabbing me and grabbing me and grabbing me.
Okay.
I think I should have made my nude part longer,
And
but
then what happened?
oh well, it happens.
She left the car and he was laying there and I didn't know what to do.
Okay. So then
So
what
now
happened?
we're just gonna go through and do a layer of clear over all the nails.
And I was just like coming in and out of it, like trying to get dark for a little bit, and then I'd come out of it and I'd panic again and hyperventilate, and then I'd get dark again.
Okay.
And then I just started running.
Okay. Now, where did this stabbing take place?
It took place in my car and then outside when I was on the ground.
Again, Alex had almost no mud on him at all. The medical examiner would go on to testify that Alex most likely died within seconds of the attack beginning, as some of the wounds were classified as being inflicted both as his heart stopped and afterwards.
Okay. All of it. Do you know how you know where to?
I'm gonna use Revel Nails clear acrylic.
Okay, so you know
It's
you.
called
who was
Vivian.
driving at that point?
I didn't drive my car anywhere after that.
No, who drove?
I wanted that haunted house dip from Revel Nail Tara, but it's sold out like and so quick.
You were saying that your car, where we found it, how did it get to that dirt road?
Alex drove it up the hill a little bit and then it started getting stuck. So I was like, I can fix it. I can get it out of here. I just need to drive up the road a little farther where it looks like the frost hasn't given out.
Okay.
And so I drove up the road a little bit and then I got out of the car to try to get
Okay, time to
see what was
encapsulate,
going on because it was stuck again.
also known as
About this car being
clear
stuck.
encapsulating
So I was
or
looking in my
sealing your
car
dip,
for
whatever you want to
maybe
call
a
it.
board or anything to put underneath the tire to get traction.
It's because clear has no color pigment in it. It's the strongest color of acrylic.
After I was in
So,
my car looking for stuff.
Her story is now that she went in the backseat
by
of the car,
encapsulating
looking for a
with
way to
clear, you're
get
giving
stuck,
yourself
and
an
then the
added
attack
layer
came.
of strength to your
She has
nails.
this way of only being detailed when Brock laser focuses on specific segments of the story, and it's frustrating. I'll attempt to give a more concise retelling of it at the end of the interview.
Okay, so the car gets stuck. Do you remember what's around you?
No. I just remember there's a lot of trees.
Okay. So you're in the back seat, or you're looking for something, you said, right? What happens then?
Alex came after me.
Okay, walk me through that, please.
When
Like,
I was
how it happened.
I was in the back seat and I was looking for stuff and I was moving things out of the way, trying to find anything to get my car out of there because I was already anxious as it is. And then Alex came up from behind me and then he just started grabbing me.
Okay, how was he grabbing you?
He grabbed me.
Oh wow, this is so gorgeous. I love the black base of it too. Just look at
When you
that
say he
color.
pushed you down, where did he push you down?
In the car.
Those colors, not that colors.
Me and he started cutting things. And it was really scary.
Okay, so he was cutting things on, what was he cutting again?
My pants.
Okay, and then what happened?
He cut my pants and I tried to grab it and I hurt my hand.
Okay, let's see the hand, please. Okay.
And then I was moving a lot and he cut my leg right here.
Okay.
So we'll brush off
And then after that, I started
any extra clear that's on the nails.
kick and do whatever I could, but I got the knife and then I just started.
How did you get the knife from it?
I grabbed it. I grabbed it from him and I pulled.
What did you grab? The blade or?
I grabbed the blade the one time.
Next, we're going to activate. And I am going to grab a plastic bag because I want to press this down. There's a little bit of a bump in the nude color from when I laid flat.
How was he grabbing you?
Grabbing me by the arm and then by like anywhere, he just kept grabbing me.
Okay.
So I was freaking out. I was just freaking out.
So he's grabbing you, and which hand do you have the knife in?
This
I'll
one.
do my middle
And
finger
how are you
last.
holding it?
I was just holding it like this.
Okay,
So right now I am
here's
putting
this
activator on the
pointer,
nails.
blade pointed up,
Activator
blade
is what
pointed
cures
down.
dip
Do you
powder.
remember?
So you need this to make your dip hard.
So then, do you remember where you ended up
Your
standing?
other option, if you didn't want to go that route, would be to
Okay,
put
anything and
gel
everywhere
base
where you're
and
standing.
top coat on them,
So, was he
cure
on
them,
top
but
of
then
you?
you'd have to file
So, do you have it here? Do you know if he's
after
standing
that,
in
you
the back
know.
or any place?
So I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't do my middle now. But I mean, you could theoretically do it that way.
Ezra's story is that she and Alex left his house to talk. He wanted to go to a park to be somewhere public because he grabbed her neck one time during sex, so she didn't want to be alone with him. She then begins to get anxious for whatever reason and stops the car to collect herself. Being unable to do so, he asks Alex to take over driving. Alex then drives her out into the middle of nowhere, miles away from where they started, and as they get to the dirt road, the car begins to get stuck. They both get out of the car as Ezra attempts to find something to get the car free from the mud.
All right.
And as she searches in her back seat, Alex initiates an assault with a knife.
I might put like a gold
While he's
sticker or
on top of her in
something
the
on
back seat
this
of the car,
down
she gets the knife away
over the
Stabs him
flaky so it doesn't look so big, you
and
know.
slashes
But
his
that
throat
would be
open.
later
Once they're
on.
both out of the car, she begins to black out intermittently, and when she comes to, Alex is on the ground outside of the car dead, and she takes off running.
All right,
You're
so
wondering why
after
I
you
left out
activate, you
Alex
gotta
covering
wait a
Boyd
couple
too long,
minutes
because she
for
admits
it to
later
do
on
its
that she did it
job
herself,
and
and not
cure
even I
your
could figure
nails.
out
So
how to
give them at least 2 minutes.
Whew. All right, kids. These interviews have been very tough for me to follow, so I hope I've summarized them in a way that you can understand. What I do find interesting about them is the hallmark traits of manipulation that she's using to try and sell her version of events. We all react to trauma differently, but all she did was lie as much as she could until she was confronted with evidence that contradicted her story. She was then course correct, all the while playing the scared, childlike demeanor up for the detective.
Oh,
doing
you
her
guys
best to
like it?
salvage the situation.
Oh, hi,
Unfortunately for
Patty.
Ezra
Yeah,
McCandless,
I was
however,
wondering where you
it was
were.
not
I
brought by
knew
the
you had the
district attorney
kids.
or the state's prosecutors.
I wanted the red glow one
On
too.
April 6,
Ruby?
2018,
Yeah, that was sold out. I wanted
Goodness was
Haunted House,
arrested
which
and charged
was the
with
black and white
first-degree
one.
intentional homicide. The state
The
that
black
Alex
and white
Woodward was
thermal.
found in and the nature of the brutal, intimate attack
Yeah, I
on the
wanted
board
Ruby
were more
too.
than enough to convince authorities that this was not a self-defense situation.
That red glow looked
Our
pretty
state witnesses
amazing,
and
huh?
interviews were extremely
Yeah,
inconsistent.
Patty, I
A lot of
wasn't
evidence
sure if you were
collected
going to
at
be
the
able to
scene,
make it. You're
and it was obvious
at
that
a
she,
football
at the
game
very
right now?
least, wasn't telling authorities the whole story. The theory put
My nails
forth
are
by
not ready to be
prosecutors was
filed.
that
All I'm
Ezra,
doing
after
is just
cheating
kind of
Jason Mangle
filing
with Alex
any
Woodward,
dip that
was
it may have
desperate to
gotten on
rekindle
my
the
skin
friendship unit. She harbored resentment
right
towards
now.
Alex for being part of the
If
cause.
you
and
if
wanted
you
him out of
file
the
your
picture
nails
as she
too
tried to
soon
gain back
before
what she
the
had lost.
activator has
They
cured
portrayed
the
her as
nails,
emotionally obsessed
your
with
dip will
Mangle
like kind of
and willing to
crumble
do
and
anything
fall
to
off.
get him.
So you don't
The
want
defense
that to
maintained that
happen.
Woodworth was a volatile and violent predator
Thank
who
you,
attacked Ezra with a
Janet.
knife in an attempt to physically assault her. They claimed that Alex was upset that Ezra had chosen Jason over him. Ezra was simply a victim who was brave enough to fight back and ultimately win against this monster. In somewhat of a rare move for people on trial for murder, she took the stand in her own defense. Her story doesn't change much from her interviews, aside from the crucial element of how she got the knife from Alex during the attack. Ultimately, however, the inconsistencies in her story and the detailed test.
Let's see what else is on.
I'm sure she scratches her head.
Man methodically takes the life of all his sons. Oh, the Chad Dorman case. Oh yeah, I know about that one. Oh yeah, I saw that Amber Alert.
Facebook sucks.
Girl missing from where? New York or something? Morrow State
Please note that
Park.
this content is for adults only.
Listen to
Please note
that.
that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe.
Grizzly
like,
True
and share.
Crime. Oh, Emma did too? Oh, she knew she was getting it? Well, congratulations to them. Yeah, Patty's grandchildren were getting awards. Okay, it's been long enough now, so I'm going to begin filing. Patty, I changed out my tips. I put on medium stilettos.
Today we are looking at the Amber Alert, a potential abduction, is what police believe this is. Very time sensitive, very serious. If you are in the area, in the Morrow State Park, Saratoga County
Yeah, in New York.
area, to be helping search. They do think, from what I've read so far, they are allowing the public.
The girl's, I think, 9 years old. Can you imagine?
Anything that you see or know, please contact the numbers in the description box. Welcome to all my moderators, welcome to all my patrons, and welcome to all my members, OGs, newbies, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
That's pretty
It
good.
is actually a live press conference that's going to be happening. They say you stand by for an announcement from Governor Flakie, if I said her name correctly. And so while we wait for that, because it should actually.
So I'm going through my filing routine. Usually begins at the cuticles with a skinny file like this, 100 and by 180 grit.
And if there's any other links that you can find in the press conference, send to me. But for now,
Just rock it around the cuticles, down your sidewalls. Don't rock it down your sidewalls, go straight down your sidewalls, you know. And then to the free edge, to whatever shape you're going for, whether it's almond, stiletto, coffin, square, lipstick. You never seen me do that one.
Race is white, hair blonde, 5'1", 5'01", female, 90 pounds. Charlotte was last seen on Loop A in the Morrow Lake State Park in the town of Morrow, Saratoga County at approximately 6:15 p.m. on Saturday, September 30th. Charlotte was last seen wearing, I know they say orange, but to me on the picture it looks kind of more pinkish, but okay, they say an orange, so a tie-dye.
9-year-old girl wearing a Pokemon shirt. So sad. Hope they find her.
I've already verbally set the stage as well, so just remember. State Park, Morrow, New York. Okay, so
sorry about the noise. My neighbor is using a leaf blower.
Here are the numbers to contact. You can also in the description box 911 if you see her or if you see anything.
I want to make sure this is all nice and even, so it looks like it was all, you know, done together and not separate.
Lake State Park. The apparently we're missing from Loop A, that's campsite number 18, which is shown on the Facebook page. If you believe what families are part of, it's really lovely information to narrow down the area. You can also maybe after this press conference, we'll look at the maps. And I'm going to share as much information as possible. I'll read the articles and things like that.
No, I don't know. I just put them on, but so far they seem fine. They don't seem like they're going to be hard to do anything with, you know.
Rocky says, yeah, medical live. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I know I sound very, but it's very urgent to get. These things made me so worried. This little girl went for a bike ride, you know, 15 p.m. last night, and then after 10 minutes, her parents.
Oh, that's what happened, Patty. She was bike riding with one of her friends.
Oh my word, that is so scary. So now they believe that she's, the police believe that she's been abducted. So there's an Amber Alert. So here's a map of the.
Oh my.
I was saying it right there.
I didn't realize that.
Lake State Park, okay? Saratoga County, New York. Loop A, about campsite 18 is where she was last seen. And if we continue on, then here, I believe this is a family member. They say, Chadra Iona, more than 70 first responders have been searching the area around Morrow State Park since 7 p.m. Saturday after a 9-year-old girl on a camping trip with her family disappeared after going for a bike ride. Charlotte Seen had been staying at the park with a group of family and friends, including her parents, this Friday night.
Awesome.
Good. The public information officer, Stephanie O'Neill. At about 6:15 p.m. Saturday, the girl went for a bike ride. When about 10 minutes passed and she didn't return, her parents started looking for her, O'Neill said. Police received a call about her disappearance around 6:45 p.m. O'Neill said her bike was found, but she could not comment on if Charlotte's family found the bike or if first responders did when they arrived. O'Neill said Charlotte had been to the state park before, but isn't overly familiar with it. She's a highly intelligent, adventurous 9-year-old, but obviously this is out of character for her, O'Neill told the Times Union early Sunday morning. Helicopters, bloodhounds, canines, airboats, and ATVs are being used to try and find Charlotte, who is from Saratoga County. Charlotte stands 5'1", weighs 90 pounds. She has blonde hair and was wearing a Pokemon shirt.
She's 9 years old, 5'1", 90 pounds. Practically my size. Well, used to be. Still 5'1", though.
Technicians out of Queensbury asked for anyone's help in finding Charlotte, as her father is one of their members. Please keep the Center family in your thoughts and prayers, the union said. Okay, let's check some of your messages. The Angel Rock says, OMG is a parent. This is a parent's most horrific nightmare. Oh man, it is so scary. And how quickly things can happen. Within 10 minutes, they're like, wait, where is she? And they started looking.
So I'm almost done shaping. We just got to do the thumb momentarily. And then I like to buff the nails if I haven't already smoothed them with the file.
I'm just going to keep going here while we can. Maybe another picture of her. I'm sharing as many pictures of Charlotte as I could find, just in case. It helps you recognize her if you do see her. Missing child, 9-year-old Charlotte was last seen at the Morrow Lake State Park at approximately 6:15 p.m. on September 30th, 2023. She described as being 5'1", 90 pounds.
I want to place an order to move those nail tips this month when I have some money.
So even if you find those items, which I really
I don't have enough dips from her to keep up doing a mani a week. I don't have enough. I have to get some more.
I really appreciate it. So anyone with information, contact ST Wilson at 518-457-6811 or email crimetip@troopers.newyork.gov. Yes, and Jakey says, wait, what? They found her bike? They found her bike. Yes, that's the scary part.
They found her bike?
But they have not found her.
I didn't know that either.
So anxiety must be
Poor parents, jeez.
for the family. I mean, for me, I'm anxious just eating it and sharing this with you guys is so scary. I hope they find it very soon. So again, I'm showing you the Amber Alert poster. I'll show you a bigger one as well. Just some more pictures of her, and there's the information that we just went over as well. Okay, I see some people are waiting for this press conference. There are like 875 people waiting, as are we. As soon as we can. Oh, they actually play like music. You know, like when you're waiting on a call and you're waiting, they like playing music while we're waiting.
That's what I mean. Like that thing in, what is it, Indiana? The Delphi murders. Those two young girls who were walking on like the railroad bridge, you know, and ended up murdered. It's like you can't even let your kids go out for a walk or a bike ride. You run that risk and then something happens and you feel guilty forever. But then at the same time, what are you supposed to do? Keep your kid sheltered forever, you know? It's such a fine line.
I showed you of the campsite, like where is it? So if you go Morrow Lake Beach, okay, and you type in
get that dip off my skin.
Zoom in, there's all these little roads and there's campsites. And here around, it's actually campsite 18. This one says 19 now. She was like last seen right around here. That's where her campsite with her family is. So it's along this old Saratoga road. But look at the area. Very vast wooded area. If you zoom out like this, now I'm going to orientate us north again. There we go. So let me show you, depending on where you are in the world. Dewsbury, okay. Like that. Here's Massachusetts. Here's New York. Vermont up here. I'm just orientating you guys a little bit. Saratoga Springs. Keep zooming in. Sav, thank you so much for your sticker. You say she went missing within 5 miles of my home. Oh man. I hope that anyone around the area can help find her. If you see her, please call 911 immediately. If you see anything that can help. Carrie said absolutely gut-wrenching. The first 24 hours are absolutely crucial. I really hope she's found safely and swiftly. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So, yeah, if we orientate ourselves like this, you could see this Morrow Lake Beach is here. Here's the Spear Falls Dam. And so it would be like this, and you can see the campsite around here.
All right.
And of course, there's, here's the Highway 87, these loops over here, Saratoga Road. So that's a scary thought.
Okay, this is what they're looking like right now. I'm going to buff. Then I will use my ergo file around the cuticles. Just one file time to perfect them.
Okay, so I can see there's about 1,000 people waiting for their press conference.
Yeah, they were at a campground. Yeah, and her family was there. That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine how it must feel? I'm sure they feel guilty.
Where's that one? I've got one here with the criteria. Hold on. Not that one. Right, what's something tabs open? Here we go. Activation criteria.
She had to have been abducted because her helmet was found, you know?
Activated when an investigation, law enforcement agency has
A 9-year-old girl went missing. There's an Amber Alert.
under the age of 18
New York.
New York.
At a campground in New York. Oh, they do it nationally for children because the abductor could take them anywhere.
Yeah, let me just someone got kidnapped. Someone was missing. So I'm just gonna take them to like Nigeria real quick.
No, the U.S., not the whole world gets them.
What if they take them to Nigeria? What are they gonna do then?
Well, no, they can't. They wouldn't even be able to get on a plane because of the Amber Alert.
What if they had a practice? Familial abductions qualify only if the child is endangered by the actions of
All
the
right.
abducting
Sorry,
family.
my fingers are
Consider threats
itchy.
or use of violence while taking a child or history of abuse against the child's spouse or partner.
Yeah, because he got home so late last night, and he didn't sleep that great the night before because he slept at Mackenzie's, you know. He got home around 11 last night, so Nick said he could take today off. And he slept right through till 9:30.
Yes. And Laura said, how long has she been missing? She's been missing since 6:15 p.m. approximately.
Playing
6:15
hooky.
p.m. yesterday, Saturday, September 30th. So this is the activation
Okay,
criteria.
ergo file.
And they say here, the New York State Police has activated the New York State Amber Alert and is investigating a child abduction that occurred near Morrow Lake State Park. Loop A, Site 18 in Gansevoort, New York at about 6:45 p.m. So they believe the abduction, she was last seen at approximately 6:15 p.m., but here they say at about 6:45 p.m. on the 30th of September 2023.
Okay, that looks
The child,
good.
Charlotte E. Senna, is a white female, approximately 9 years, 1 month old, with long blonde hair. Well, they said shoulder length in other posts, right? She's approximately 5'1", weighs 90 pounds. She was last seen wearing an orange tie-dye Pokemon shirt. Dark blue
Looks like I
pants,
still got a
black
little
Crocs,
dip
red
on my
white
skin
helmet.
on this
The
finger.
child, Charlotte E. Senna, is a white female, so they're just repeating all the information we just read. She was taken under circumstances that lead police to believe that they are in imminent danger of serious harm and or death. Anyone with information on this abduction is asked to call the New York State Police.
Let's see what color striping tape or stickers I have that I can use on this.
Number too fast. Just now I've shown it about 10 times and it's in the description box for you, okay? So please check that. If you just want to copy paste, save it in your phone or just call 911. That could be very
This
helpful.
tool is magic if you are doing nails on yourself. Not like press-on sets or anything, but if you're actually like doing nails on yourself, it works so good around the cuticle.
Nice as well to share.
I mean, I guess you could use it on press-on sets too, but they usually just already look pretty perfect.
Found alive is cut in half. That is such a scary statistic. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Sev. Just visiting says, where was the bike found? They really weren't specific with that. They really weren't. I'll have a look now.
Okay, I'm gonna clean my nails off. I'm all done filing, shaping, buffing.
Not someone right there, but there must be a reason to believe that they think now this is an abduction, right? Kerry, I'm not too sure if they've set up roadblocks or things. Maybe they'll tell us at the press conference. I'm sure we're going to get lots more information. And so, you see, earlier they said no press conference is scheduled as all resources are directed at finding the missing child. Any information or time or location for future media.
Let's see if I can
events
get
will be
this
posted to the
dip
newsroom.
out.
And here they made an update at 12:30, and they said New York State Police, in conjunction with New York State Kathy Hochul, will be holding a media availability at 1:30 p.m. at the Morrow State Park office at 605 Old Saratoga Road, Gansevoort, New York, to provide an update on the search for missing 9-year-old Charlotte Senna. Okay.
All
got
right,
that,
much
which is what
better.
we are waiting for. Don't worry, I've got it on the other page here. They've been live now for
So this is
47
what
minutes.
they
Incorrect
look like
coordinates.
now.
From what I can see. Okay. And so
I want to put something
this
on
again
this
is a
line
flyer
here,
which you
you
can
guys.
download. I'll put the link in the description box for you. You can just take a screenshot as well if you want
But
to.
I'm not sure where they are. I
Share
gotta
it
look.
all over social media, far and wide. Please do that. Okay. Eileen says, I just don't understand evil people that target children. Why? Yeah, exactly. DB says each state has different rules for sending out Amber Alerts. That is true as well. Yes, true. Okay, and so there was this one. Oh, this is also the map of the campsite, Loop B. So they said around Loop A. Quite zoomed in this one. It's
Yes,
a PDF that I found on the
a goal.
Lake State Park map, right? That's what they provided. Loop A around here, campsite 18 is.
I also got this
approximately
color.
which lot was. And then let me just see which one it was. This one. Yeah.
Pink
Local to
one.
provide updates on girl missing from Murrow Lake State Park. Charlottesville was camping
I
in the
got
park with
silver.
family on Saturday evening. The governor's press conference is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. I'm just checking that I'm not going crazy. The time is what now? New York
Let's try a
time
gold
now.
one.
Yes. Yeah, it's supposed to be happening now. So we are waiting. 1.2K people are waiting, I see. So let's hear what they've got to say there. They said state police on Sunday morning issued an Amber Alert for 9-year-old Charlottesville, with the alert saying she was abducted at around 6:45 p.m. Saturday while on a camping trip at Murrow Lake State Park with family. The alert, which came almost 16 hours after she was reported missing, says at the bottom, the child was taken under circumstances that lead police to believe that they are in imminent danger of serious harm and or death. Oh, man. So they do believe, so they must have some kind of, evidence of that, some footage or someone saw something. Oh, man. Let's really see some of these pictures here. Okay. So
How's that, guys?
one. Okay, they zoomed in there. That was from the day. That's how she was last seen in that picture.
I love this photo album book. It was regularly more. I don't know. It was one of those ones I got like 70 or 90% off, whatever. But it was still like $4.98 or something. But totally worth it because the pages are so much bigger than this one. That holds like nothing.
Overnight and into daytime hours, out of an abundance of caution and due to the length of time that has left, an Amber Alert has been issued. When reached briefly Sunday afternoon,
I'm going to have to cover this with gel because I know for a fact that Activator takes off the color on this.
Governor Kathy Hochul announced Sunday she'll be providing an update on the search for Charlotte Center at Murrow Lake State Park at 1:30 p.m. You can watch the live stream of the press conference here, which is the link we are waiting for. Okay. I'm just clicking on it again to see if it helps. Does it help? No. Just checking. It's the same one. This one? Yeah, no. We've got it open twice now. Okay. Charlotte disappeared after going for a bike ride in the park at around 6:15 p.m. She had been staying at the park with a group of
So I'm going to activate all the nails besides the middle. You need to reactivate the nails if you're using dip top coat.
The Amber Alert issued at about 9:35 a.m. on Sunday with new. It was not immediately clear what led to the change in alerts. O'Neill could not be reached for comment after the Amber Alert was issued. The alert is for Loop A, Site 18 at the park. So, if by any chance, anyone watching here...
Use the 2-in-1, again, the HEMA-free gel top coat.
If you saw, a little girl get into a car, or someone strange, or a car just hanging around, or someone who shouldn't have been there, or something like that, please call it in. It could really help. You just never know. An Amber Alert, which stands for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response, is issued when a child is missing or abducted and police fear the life or health of the child is in imminent danger. Okay, so they said an Amber Alert, in case anyone's not from
Cap
the
my
UK,
free edges.
know, that is what it stands for, and they said at about 6:15 p.m. Saturday, Charlotte went.
Okay, so I'll cure this for a minute, and once it's done curing, look at that around the ring. Once it's done curing,
right?
we'll top coat with
Maybe they don't have
the other
footage of
nails with
something
dip top coat.
6:45. They got the call at 6:45, and they're saying, well, they believe from that
Hi,
to the moment it works
Ruben.
from, right? O'Neill said her bike was found, but she
How are
was not commenting
you?
on if Charlotte's family found the bike or it was
Right now I'm
found.
curing one nail, but we're finishing up my manicure. I'm about to top coat.
I know there's a lot of repeats of information.
So one nail, because it has a sticker on it, I just wanted to coat it with gel, top coat it with gel, so that's what I'm curing. Whereas my other nails are all going to get dip top coat.
On Sunday morning. So it's good to know that they've got helicopters, bloodhounds. So everyone's going to ask, are they using bloodhounds? Yes, they say helicopters.
Oh yeah, he had fun, and Austin took so many pictures. Like, he was really good with them. I'm very happy.
After the Amber Alert, officers could be seen near the
I
park
couldn't be more
entrance, stopping
pleased.
some cars and looking through them. In the early afternoon, cars were being stopped at the entrance.
It was just the two of them, you know.
A trooper at the scene said that the
And Fright Fest was open.
Existing reservations, and that authorities were trying to mitigate public access while conducting the search. Okay. And so a helicopter could be seen.
Yes, that's
over the
gorgeous,
park on
Flaky.
Early Sunday afternoon. Charlotte stands 5'1" and weighs 90 pounds. She has blonde hair, was wearing a Pokemon shirt, blue pants, and black Crocs on Saturday. Local Union 773 plumbers, pipe fitters, steam fitters, and service technicians out of Queensbury asked for anyone's help in finding Charlotte, as her father is one of their members. Please keep the Center family in your thoughts and prayers. The Union said.
I'm going to go back through and do our second layer, top coat, because dip gets 2 top coat layers.
Or send an email to crimetip@troopers.
That second one is the one that makes it super shiny.
Okay, and so
Gives it that glass lake finish.
for this press conference. Okay, do you guys remember the case of Cleo Smith, who was actually abducted from a campsite in Australia? And man, that was so scary, but they did find her, right? 18 days after she went missing. That was in, I don't know if you guys remember, I covered that case as well.
There we
Cleo
go.
Smith. And remember, the guy was arrested and his brother was arrested later.
Okay.
This was in October of 2021, a campsite in Western Australia. The point of sharing that story is
Let's see how
a
they
few
look.
things. Firstly, number one.
Yeah, they don't seem like extra long to me or anything. They're a little longer, but they don't seem crazy long, you know.
Two, it wasn't the parents. Two, they did find her. They worked really hard, the police, and they eventually found her. It was really scary. And they found her at some guy's house that had, all these little rat stalls and things. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that was
And
in
dip
Western
top coat
Australia.
dries
Well,
really
on
fast,
the 3rd of
just the
November
same way
2021,
pretty much that
the
dip
police
base
raided on
does, and
parents,
the
Carol,
powder
and
dries
Remember
quick.
that was the
Give it
old
2
thing.
minutes the same way you do with your feet activator.
So now we are waiting. We are waiting for this press conference. Sure. Welcome everyone to the stream. If you're only joining now, this is a very time-sensitive meaning.
So Dominic went on his first adult roller coaster. He didn't want to do any with loops or anything, and he only went on that one. So Austin was definitely a good sport because Austin loves roller coasters,
Share it there. Share it on TikTok. If you got TikTok, make a TikTok. It doesn't take
They
long.
went on the swings, he said, 5 times. They went on the teacups or the tilt-a-whirl. He said Austin kept spinning it. He said he was getting dizzy.
Linda Glass says, I remember that quote, Cleo.
The flume was closed because it's part of the water park now.
And they found her.
So there was no flume.
They arrested the guy, and what was so shocking is a few months later, I think it was.
I asked him if they went on the bumper cars. He said they couldn't find the bumper cars.
He tried to do a similar thing. Anyway, goodness me. Jen said, my name is Cleo. Never forget that baby saying that we are in Australia. We're so glad she was safe. Yes. Yeah. So, Amber Alert. Potential abduction here. Never lose hope. It's very scary, but the police are working super hard to find Charlotte.
I'm sure these are just about dry.
Thank you for your $50 super chat. Cute. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I'm afraid to touch them yet,
There we
though,
go.
so
There we
give
go.
me
Sound
one
going
more
on.
minute. You like it, Patty? What do you think of the medium stilettos on me? I reshaped them a little bit at the free edge. They were a little rounded, you know.
We also have representation from law enforcement, including the FBI. On a picture-perfect fall day here in upstate New York, Shell and Cena's family and friends gathered for a weekend of friendship and food and enjoying one of the last few days of good weather.
Definitely pretty
They came here
colors.
to just have an ordinary time. The kids could have a chance to be in nature, have a chance to be kids.
Okay, we
And they
tried.
came to this beautiful
I'm going to
scenic
use my
state park.
Meditate cuticle
Rose
oil
State
from
Park,
Dip With
nearly
Me
15
today.
minutes from where Charlotte and her two sisters were raised. They rode bikes around the loop road we've seen. They camped, they cooked out, and they're here to make memories, the kind that last a lifetime. But instead, the day turned into every parent's nightmare. I just met with
This is the police
Charlotte's
holding a press
parents,
conference, but it's from yesterday.
David and Tricia, obviously distraught. And as a mother and as a grandmother, I cannot imagine the pain they're going through. They shared with me how joyful their little girl is. A fourth grader just
I
recently
always
elected
oil up both hands
to be
when
a
I
class
use
officer
cuticle
for school
oil.
council.
Now with the cooler weather
And
coming,
everybody thought of her
don't
as just
forget
a really
cuticle
nice
oil,
girl,
oil.
the kind that people wanted to be friends with, the kind that looked out for other children. Pride of
This
every
smells
parent.
so good. Meditate.
So,
All right, I gotta think about a
it's a very hard time
sleeve.
for her
I
family.
have a dark green.
I'll go
It's
through
green
the
and
circumstances
gold.
of her
I just don't see it.
disappearance, and we'll have representation from law enforcement talk about the search. Charlotte was camping with her family here in Rose State Park. Last evening, she went out on a bike ride. It wasn't dark, right around dinner time, and did a couple of loops with close friends she considers her cousins. And then she decided, after going around Troop A, she said,
All right,
she's
we're gonna
wanna
use
go
something
around one more
else.
time by herself. Be that big girl, do it by herself.
Maybe
15
white.
minutes later, she hadn't come back yet.
That white or silk? Yeah, that's white.
And that's really when the nightmare begins. Her
Maybe
parents
this one.
knew immediately something was up. They called her name.
I'm probably gonna switch it out, but I'll leave this one for now. Here is the. You like them, Patty? Thank you. I do too. I think I'm gonna keep the mediums. Switch to mediums. So here's the finished mani using Moon Dust Nail Dips Raven. That's what this gorgeous flaky dip is called. And then the green is called Viridian. And it's a beautiful shimmer. Don't forget to save at Moon Dust Nail Dips Etsy shop with code TARA10. Thank you all for being here, stopping by, saying hello. And then of course all my regulars. Love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye guys.
A command post has been established at the state park right behind us. An additional search